This summer, Friedrich Schubert is exploring Europe from west to east by train. He has already covered over 2,500 kilometers.
From Paris, France, I traveled to Italy, so this is my third country.
His next stop is Bologna, a university city in central Italy. The EU has given out 27,000 free 4-week Interrail train tickets to European youngsters. It wants them to explore the continent and hopes this will help counter nationalist tendencies in some EU states.
A common stereotype is that people here are more relaxed, more open with one another and more welcoming to strangers. That's something we Germans often struggle with.
Friedrich spontaneously meets organisers of Bologna's cheap street art festival. This summer they're putting up 600 posters by artists across the city walls. The messages are surprisingly pro-European.
I think Europe now, it's, something that can still put us together and keep us together. Come on, we've been killing each other for, centuries? And now we have a union, we have common programs, we have a common politics.
25-year-old Friedrich continues his European journey in an easterly direction.
To Trieste, platform 6.
He is en route to Slovenia, one of the EU's newest member states. It was once part of the communist Yugoslavia. As the train heads for the Italian-Slovenian border, he makes friends with TERESA MANFREDI, who comes from the region.
My family tells me stories about when there was the wall and the border was very, very strict, yes.
Today, people in Europe can again travel freely.
Have you been to Slovenia now?
Yeah, quite a lot.
After 3 hours, the train reaches the Mediterranean Sea and soon arrives at the Slovenian border. There's no border guard in sight, just a train conductor. For over 11 years, this has been an open border.
It's really interesting when people talk about the past. It's an incredible freedom to just cross into another country without checks. But I cannot fully appreciate it because I didn't experience what it was like before.
Traveling freely across borders has become a normality for young people like Friedrich. It is one of the major achievements of the EU. Friedrich has reached the Slovenian capital, Ljubljana.
Does it suit me?
It's hard for Friedrich to imagine a return to nationalist tendencies. After a stopover in Slovenia, he boards the night train to the Hungarian capital Budapest. It was in Hungary that the Iron Curtain first became passable. Today, Hungary's government takes an EU-skeptical stance, but few young Hungarians share these opinions.
I didn't meet anyone who'd said something very negative about Europe. Maybe because most people tend to identify with their nation and not Europe. So maybe we must make clearer why the European idea is so important.
This trip has strengthened Friedrich's love of Europe, and he hopes its borders will remain open. His European Interrail trip has made a lasting impression.